Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Early in the morning. So last week, I got a package in the mail. They had contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in having a look at this. What they had sent me was this. Outin Nano. Pretty cool. Let's check it out. Outin Nano. And Outin is a company that makes a, wait for it, portable expresso coffee machine. Now, you know me, I'm a coffee fiend. I drink about cups a day of coffee. And I can tell you, I make some really bad coffee. I like my coffee black, strong, a little bit of sweetener in it. And that's it. I don't go for the fluffy stuff. So when they had contacted me about this, I was like, espresso? I'm not sure about espresso. But I liked the idea from what I read on it was it's portable. You can take it anywhere with you. And you can see it. It's just like a green box, very plain. Just said, Outin Nano, portable electric espresso machine. Of course, the boss is doing the morning inspections. So in the box here, it has a bunch of stuff. First one here, oh, this is pretty cool. We are just being thoughtful. Typical questions that are asked. So you have this for a ref. What do you do? Sorry, had to stop and listen to what management had to say about the inspection. They had this sheet of paper, and this I really like this idea. They basically, right on the top, is all the questions that they think you might have. How many cups can you get? What would you do if coffee doesn't come out? What should you do if the machine doesn't work? How to avoid water leaking? Right below each question, they tell you the answer and how to take care of any issues you have on. It's like a cheat sheet. How to use our Nano. So this is a very quick guide on how to use it. They also have a manual. Now, it's pretty thick, but that's because it's in 287,000 different languages. English is first. And in here, they're pretty clear. It's well written, well organized, and each step with questions in between. If you have any questions, typical questions, this is probably the most important page. The 2 ways you can make the coffee. Get it out here. And inside, here you can see it. A whole bunch of little gizmos. They even tell you how to make them fancy ones that I don't drink. Americano, 1 shot or double. This is a great idea to take it out with you anywhere you are. It's an on-the-go coffee machine. You can use it at home too in your kitchen. It's not a big deal. Got a couple of recipes here. They got Americano, latte, base, 1 shot of espresso. That sounds like me. Mocha. But inside is the main unit. This here, is the coffee machine, about the size of an average flask. In fact, my clean canteen here. And this says, clean canteen, 27 ounce. This is the one I carry with me on any walkabout, fishing, outdoor stuff that I do that is not like major camping, overnights and things like that. I have a bigger one for overnights. Here you go. Look at that. About the same size. And the cool thing is, this fits in my sling bag that I use for my walkabouts. It's not big at all. And you know what? It's lighter than that. And that's about half full of water. But I want to show you, just looking at it, says Outin on it. And it's got a button here, obviously your on off or power button or start the brew button with a bunch of lights at the bottom here. It has a charger. And it looks like a C charging cable. So let's see what else is in here. A plastic cup. Goes like that. The water goes here. The coffee is in here and drips into here. This we have, you can get, the little coffee cups most people know. I have a Keurig upstairs that uses those little coffee cups. They don't fit in here. This uses, I believe it's that espresso machine. They have a little different cup. Anyone that says that it's espresso you can use in here as long as it matches that cup. And you can see it's smaller. So this is the adapter for the cups. A scoop. See that? So obviously you're going to scoop your coffee. If you're not using the little cuppy things, they use the name capsule. If you look it up, if you go and you go nano capsule, they'll tell you that that espresso machine, the people that make the little cups for that, they call it a capsule. So I'm trying to be politically correct. If you're using a capsule, you're not going to use this because this is your coffee scoop and a charging cable. Now, I've got to say, this is becoming pretty common now. If you look, it's end-to-end 2C connects. You have to have a charger that has this connector on it. So this connects in there, and this connects to your Nano. I know they would prefer that you use their cable. We have all these little gizmos. We've got a cup, we've got a scoop, and we've got that adapter. Now, personally, I probably won't use this. You can get the cups from me if you find that to be a lot more convenient. When I'm out and about, to carry those little cups kind of takes up room. Now, they do have a carry case kit for this, that you can have everything in there. I'm not sure if there'll be room in there for the capsule. One thing you do need to do, as soon as you get this thing and you've read some of the information on it and you're pretty familiar with it, you want to make sure it's fully charged before you try and make yourself a cup of coffee. And the way you know that is you press this button and you see 4 LED lights came up and then they turn off. It's fully charged, ready to go. I'm ready for coffee. Now, if you look at it, and on the top here, this top pops off, and if you look, there are O-rings on this, but this holds that on there really nice, and it works that way. At the bottom here, they have this cup. I call it a cup lid, if you want to call it that. Now, I've just washed this and everything because that's what I do when I get new stuff. And inside this lid thing is actually where you put your coffee. It's the filter. And you can see it has that little silver, like full of holes thing. And you can see in there as well. Now it's a little damp because I couldn't wait any longer for it to dry. I wanted to show you guys this. So that fits on there. And what you're going to end up doing is putting your coffee grounds in here. And then you're going to screw it into the base here. So make sure you get it on there tight. You don't have to Superman it. You just need to make sure that it's sealed. You would then put the water in the top here and you're ready to go. See, you put that in the bottom. This gives you so much convenience. And I'm hoping to show you. I'm going fishing. Sometime along that fishing, I'm going to want a cup of coffee. Espresso coffee, because you know me, I don't catch. Eventually I'm going to want a cup of coffee. Let's go fish. Coffee. Impressive. And I'll show you how you do it right now. before you start making a cup of coffee, you want to make sure it's got a big enough charge in it to do it. Because if you don't, well, you better charge it. The way to check it is you just press it once. See the lights come on? Now there's 4 and I was at 3. That's because I charged it and had a cup of coffee already this morning. That should be more than enough for me to make a cup of coffee for myself. As you can see, this thing's not really that heavy. And I'm just going to go through and talk you through it, how I make a cup of coffee. How I make a cup of coffee. Is it the right way? You know what? If the end result works for me, it's the right way. Just as long as I don't mess this up, because, well, I kind of like this thing. I'm thinking work, office, fishing, camping, you name it. Anywhere you're not going to be at home. Traveling. First thing you got to do is you got to put the coffee in. Now it comes apart. This here, just so that we have it right, this is actually the bottom when you use it. You turn it this way and you can see out in is there. Okay? And you'd stand it like that, and that's how you run it. So to get started, you have this, which is where the coffee is going to dispense into, the espresso. On the bottom here you have a cap, and you can unscrew it. It has seals and everything on it. In this little cuppy here, I have this guy. Now this guy is for if you're going to put in coffee grounds. This here is your measuring cup. Yeah. But even you fill this up, put it in the bottom, tap it down, and you get your right amount of coffee you want. Is this cap pops off. You can see that there. And this is the basket that holds your coffee grounds. You want to fill this after it's tapped down. You tamp it down, and you can use this guy to do it, because look, it's just the right size. You want it at about 80% full. So that's what you're aiming for. Whoops. Whoa, way too much there, George. Coffee is expensive. You don't want to waste it. So now you just use this and you push down on it. Just tap down on it. I'm at about 80% full. Put the cap back on. This guy just pops back on there. Push it down, make sure it's firm. Put it in here. Just like that. Coffee maker. And you're just going to screw it on there. Now, really important here. Don't just screw it on, leave it like that. Tighten it up a little bit. I'm not talking about using, superhuman strength to tighten it. Just make sure it is tight. There is an O-ring on here that keeps it sealed. Otherwise, your coffee is going to be spraying everywhere. Not good. Well, where do you put the water? Right here. See that? Fill this guy up. Put this cap on. Put him in here like that. Press the button. If you're using cold water, you hold the button for 2 seconds, let it go, do whatever you're doing. A couple of minutes later, you're going to have an espresso, nice and hot, perfectly brewed. If you're using hot water already, putting it in there, you hold the button in for 5 seconds and it'll be a brew for you even quicker. So choice is yours. Obviously for me, I don't have hot water. I'm just trudging and fishing. It's not like I have a heater on me. Okay, I do. I have a bush box, but I'm not going to set up the bush box, collect wood, put it in there, put a pot on there, boil the water, no. All I have to do is pour the water in here and make sure I have the coffee in there, sit it there, press the button, 2 seconds because it's cold water, beep, go do what I'm doing, like fish for a minute or two, might catch something. So here we go. Now I want to put the water in. They recommend you use filtered water. Now obviously this comes from my house and I filter my water. If you don't and you're out trudging and you get your water from the river, like I do sometimes, I have a filtering system that I use. I use the Katadyn system. I could just filter some water quickly and put it in here. You're not using a lot. I'm going to pour the water in. Just press the cap on. Have it on a nice flat surface, fairly stable. The water's in, the cap's on, the coffee's in. Hold it in for 2 seconds. That LED's flashing, which it means it's warming up. And you'll actually hear it after a minute or two heating up, just like you would in your regular coffee machine. I'm going to go fish. coffee is ready. So here it is here. You can see it in there. Espresso in the outdoors. If you have an espresso cup, sure, your favorite one that you use for your espresso, bring it along. But you can drink it straight out of here. This just pops right off. Here's a little espresso cup for you right there and then. I just need some sweetener. George is kind of grumpy. I haven't caught any fish. All right, time to sweeten up. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Now, I'm just a coffee fiend. You experts out there that live for coffee and check everything out would be way better at this than me. Me, I just like a nice strong cup of coffee, you know, just like this. When it's fully charged, makes about 5 cups. You know what? I'm gonna go fish as soon as I'm done with my coffee. See you in a bit. So there you go, campers, back at the cottage. So, let me know what you think. I really think this is a cool idea. And as you can see, it fits right in here just fine as my walkabout bag. Look at that. I'm liking this. Every time I go fishing, I just need to do this and have my chest pack and we're good to go. Works for me. Pretty sure you could use it anywhere you want to. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. And by the way, in the description below is all the links you'll need to find it. Just saying, thanks for watching. And you all be safe out there. See you again soon.